Hi guys, it's your girl Sherika and welcome back to my channel. What I'm featuring here today is a freshly made pot of goat water. So if you're interested to see this recipe, come along with me. Alright guys, so this is my pack of goat meat that I'll be using to make my goat water today. Goat meat is a bit on the pricey side. I'm sure probably everywhere in the world. Here in Antigua, you can get goat meat that costs up to $19 a pound. This one is pretty reasonable. It's $14.79 per pound. So yeah, this is my goat meat, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of as much of, you know, that fatty area and any other fat that I can find on it, because goat water tends to be a bit on the oily side sometimes if you don't clean your goat really well. And yeah, we don't want oily goat water, so I'm gonna clean them up, and then what I'm gonna do is go ahead and boil them for a few hours to get them all softened. I don't have a pressure cooker, so I am going to have to boil them for a while because goat meat does take an eternity to cook. Alright guys, so I have my goat meat here in some lightly salted water, and I'm just gonna be leaving these to boil out. I'm hoping that this is some good goat meat and that it won't be too long, so I'm hoping for an hour and a half that they'll be nice and soft by then. But trust me, goat meat can take up to 3 to 4 hours to become nice and soft. So let's just hope this is some good goat meat today and it's not going to take me too long. So I'm just gonna leave them. When they boil up, I'm going to be putting some foil over the pot and then covering it with a pot cover, and I'm going to be leaving them on low heat for about an hour and a half, and then we'll check them to see how far they are. Okay, so guys, our goat is boiling up, so this means I'm going to be putting on some foil paper, and then I'm going to be putting a pot cover on it as well. I'm also going to be lowering the heat. Why lower the heat, you may ask? Because meat actually cooks faster when you allow it to steam versus boiling out on high heat. So I'm gonna go ahead and lower the heat, and I'll be back with you guys when our goat is ready to be stewed down for the goat water. Okay, so our goat meat has been cooking for just about 2 hours. It's not completely soft, but remember, we gotta cook the goat water, so I'm gonna turn this off now. Sorry about that. I'm gonna turn this off now, and we're gonna start working on our goat water. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I prepared all my seasonings for the goat water. I love a well seasoned goat water. So we have some green pepper, we have some onions. I have both red and regular, but it's not really a big deal whether you use red or regular onions. I have some garlic, plenty thyme, some scallion, and I have, of course, my cloves. Alright, so these are the seasonings that will be going into the goat water, at least the ground seasonings that is, and I will be showing you guys what I use to season up the goat otherwise. Alright guys, so I have a pot on here with a little bit of oil. I'm just going in with all my veggies. To my veggies guys, I'm adding some hot jerk sauce. And guys, my kitchen already smells glorious just from these seasonings here. So I'm just gonna be going in with my goat meat. And that water that we boil the goat meat in, we're not going to be discarding it. We're going to be using that as part of the water to form the gravy. So let's start adding some seasoning to our goat. Black pepper. Onion powder, garlic powder, all-purpose seasoning, some seasoned salt. I'm just allowing my goat to seep up some of them seasonings. And we're going to be adding some browning into our pot. So we're going to be adding a little of the water that I cooked the goat in. And I'm going to let the goat just boil down in this for a while. I'm going to cover the pot while it does that. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, just how I want it. So now we're going to be adding some water to our pot. Start with the rest of the water that the goat was cooking in. So now that our water is in, we're just going to cover this pot and allow it to do its thing. And then later down, we'll check for seasoning and then we'll move on to thickening the pot. So for now, we're just going to cover it and allow it to do its thing, okay? I'll be back. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and check our pot. It's been a minute. Well, not literally a minute, but yes. This is looking great. I'm just gonna give it a taste. Oh wow, this is really nice. Perfect amount of spicy, perfect amount of salt. I'm actually making this for my husband and I'm trying my best not to give him a lot of salted food. so it's perfectly salted for him. And yeah, so I'm just gonna cover it. I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit and just allow it to cook down some more. We want the goat to soften a bit more. They are soft, but yeah, it's soft, but we want it nice and, you know, melt in your mouth kind of way. So let's leave this for about 20 minutes on low heat, and then I'll come back and we'll thicken the pot. Alright guys, so let's check on our pot. Yes. Now you see that? Look at this meat. So easy that meat came apart. That is what we're looking for. Meat that's going to be easily chewed. So I'm gonna get ready to thicken this pot up. Let me just do one final taste test just to be sure that I'm good with it. Alright. So we're gonna prepare some flour water. Or if you prefer, you can use cornstarch, but when I'm making goat water, I prefer to use flour water. So I have here just about little under a quarter cup, I would say, of flour, and I dissolved it in some water. And I'm using the strainer because if there are any little lumps in my flour water here, I don't want them going into my goat water to form dumpling. So I'm just going to go ahead and strain this flour in here, and I'm gonna lightly stir as I do so. And there we go. Just like that, our goat water has become nice and thick. And now that I've thickened it, we're gonna leave it for just about another 15 minutes just to go ahead and thicken up real good. And then that's about the end of the cooking process for our goat water. So I'll be back with you guys shortly. Alright guys, and just like that, our goat water is finished. I think this cooked for about a total of 4 hours today, from the time I was boiling the goat earlier to the end. Just about 4 hours overall, but trust me, it's totally worth it. I wish you guys could get a whiff of my kitchen right now and how glorious it smells. So yeah, I'm about to share some of this for hubby, because trust me, he's been sitting and waiting on this all day. So if you did enjoy this video guys, please remember to give it a thumbs up, you know, comments just to let me know that you were here. And of course, if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as usual, I'll see you guys on the next video.